Good morning, beloved. Good morning once again, and welcome to the Saturday morning broadcast. Saturday morning discussion. We're going to talk today about why Christians don't like to evangelize. Why Christians don't, in a sense, like to evangelize. And I'm going to invite some local speakers. When they are around, they will come on and we will talk. Why Christians don't like to evangelize. It is becoming a pattern these days, and unfortunately, it's like it is a sad reality. It is sad distant. So a friend of mine posted something on Facebook not so long. I think it was yesterday, and it was about the seriousness, how we don't see the urgency to evangelize in these last coming days. And I believe we can share a page or two out of it. And whilst I'm waiting for one or two people, I will just play this music, and we can take a page from it and we continue. Okay, just bear with me for a minute.
Greater than the sum of its parts. Come in for season.
Yeah.
right. Good morning, friends, neighbors, family, and everyone watching. Nana Kwame, I see you today. And the topic for today, as I said, is why Christians don't like to evangelize. A Christopher Bebre MP to evangelize. Say, Yebeka. When you talk about evangelism, it's like seeing something. Say, I've seen something and I want to recommend to you. I want you to get it. When we watch a new movie, when we watch a new something great on TV, we normally tell others. We normally eager to call others to now even on Facebook you tag people, you invite people near there. But when it comes to our Christianity, most people don't even want to talk about their religion in the name of political correctness. And most people aren't even excited about the new deal that Jesus Christ had for us. That is what I want us to talk about. And the time is fast spent already. And we're going to be brief by 8:30, which we have about 17 minutes. We will talk about it. And we'll move on. And it's about, it's so unfortunate these days that most Christians don't see that fierce agency now. Say, we want to do this. Jesus Christ is coming, and He's coming so soon. So it's like just as in the days of Noah, so are we in these days too. Say people are kind of like I wouldn't say reluctant, but we become so complacent. Say we heard it from long time ago, and He's not coming. So, but the Bible says just as the days of Noah were, so are we. So will our days be. Now, when you talk about say evangelism, it is a whole church thing, and yet it's not the pastor's job. It's not the pastor or the church leaders or the evangelism team's job to go out and preach. We all have the duty. When Jesus Christ was going, he didn't give the mandate. He didn't give the command to only the disciples. He gave it to everybody else. Everybody else, go into the ends of the world and preach. So just as someone has been nice, has been obedient to preach the word to you that you've heard today, you likewise have to do the same thing. So the ends of the world can hear the good news. It looks like there are certain parts of the world that people haven't heard about Jesus Christ. They will all hear about it. And it is our job. And mostly, if you can do it, you can go with, you say, if you can do it, you can support the ministry in any way possible. The ministry of Christ, the ministry of evangelism. Whenever you find an evangelism team on a mission, you can support them in one way or the other, so that the message of Christ, the good news, the great mystery of godliness can be shared amongst every sector of the world. Now, what I heard about these days and said, just as I was saying, the work of an evangelist is everybody's job. It's not the pastor's job. Now, it's not the pastor's job. Technically, no. The pastor is a shepherd. Okay? The shepherd doesn't produce the flock. It is the sheep that gives birth to the flock. The shepherd's job is to feed the flock with the message, with the food. So, with the right knowledge and understanding, so that the flock will go out and produce more flock. So the flock will go out and evangelize. The flock will go out and bring in more souls. That is that is the duty for the church. But unfortunately, now we are almost laying the burden back to the pastor. He or she, just a name will go through, with the church, I go back and preach the message outside, and that is something that the church is missing out big time. So it's I read somewhere say it is a sin to be good when God has called you to be great. God has called us into greatness. He has called us to go out and evangelize. And I would wish to say we can all share something good out of it. and we can start doing it. God has called us to evangelize, to speak about His good news. Say, unless Christianity doesn't sound appealing to you, but if it only sounds appealing, if you think it is a great news, it is your divine mandate to go out and evangelize. And God will bless us. God blesses us when we talk about Him. Whenever you hear someone saying something good about you, it makes you feel good. Especially if one good thing is when you hear someone saying something good about you that the person doesn't know you are around, or it was unplanned. When you start saying something good about people, like it makes them feel good. When you start saying something good about Jesus Christ and what He's done for you, it makes Him feel good about you. And the Bible commands us do the work of an evangelist. So it helps us a lot. Most people are in a rush to be pastors, to be deacons, to be apostles and stuff. No one wants to do the work of an evangelist. But that is the sole mandate of Christ. That is the sole mandate for the church. That is we all have to get in. We all have to get in the game, and we all have to do it. So I was looking at some reasons why Christians don't evangelize, and these are these are the reasons. Most of what I came across. That's like Christians don't have the sense of urgency now. As the song was saying, most Christians these days we don't feel that, like that alarm ringing again. Say we don't have that urgency. Say and then which Christ can come. We've grown so complacent until we feel as we need urgency. Say and then which each second of the clock, the thought of the soul that never dies and living eternally, should make us like should sound something in us. Say no. We have to awake and win souls for Christ. We've lost that fierce urgency of now. Say we have to start doing something. So it's a sad reality. It's a sad thing. So I say, you tell your kids, hey, I'm coming so soon. Prepare my place for me. Do this for me. Do this for me. Clean my room. Now, umano, say you can come any day, any moment. So it is a mandate. I feel say we can start doing it. If anything else, when you call somebody, share the word of God with the person. So let people say, let people talk. So they just he or too creepy way say anything. Well, if the world has to see that you're a Christian first, and when they know that they can deal with you in a better way. The second reason I also found is that most Christians and church members, they do not befriend and spend time with lost souls. It's a sad thing. Say most people obey Christiania and then form a Christian from person on cry. It is so sad. We want to be like, oh, you say, oh, more dear. And one thing about life, they say, whatever you make your mind to do, you start gathering information. You start gathering all the excuses to stay in that corner. Most people, unfortunately, when they become Christians, and now for no media, and now it's on person in the Bible says, don't be yoked with unbelievers. But the Bible is also the same thing. It's also the same book that is telling us to say we should go out and preach them. And if you don't go out and preach them, if you don't go out and associate with them and know what they're doing and know what is going on in their lives, because sometimes it might even be say somebody just needs some understanding, just simple understanding. They just need someone to be close to them to understand their whatever they're going through. It be any misinformation they have. But if we think say, oh, we're Christians, so we're not gonna befriend or spend time with them, we are missing out on a lot. So we are missing out a lot. And I'm not saying say go be like be tight and everything else with them, but you have to be friends with them. Let them know say you care. So let them know say you care about them. Now, if you don't care about them, let's say my Christianity, I don't want to talk to my non-believers. I don't know who is missing out in this game. And now, most Christians and church members are lazy. They they feel say, it's very cold out there. It's very this out there. Why do I have to get out and go through all this? Because mostly in our own personal lives, getting up in the morning to pray is a problem. How much more getting out to go preach to someone, or to go, share the good news with another person. So we have to be very serious about it. When we know that it's very, it's very urgent. Say, we will get up on our feet and we start doing something good for the Lord. So it is a sad reality. The third point is most Christians are more known for what they are against than for what they are for. And most people, I believe, most people, when you look on Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, everything else now, most Christians are known for what they are against. I'm against abortion. I'm against homosexuality. I'm against this. I'm against that. But they are not. We don't know them for what they are for. And people only characterize them as anti-gay, anti-abortion, anti-this. But we don't know them for this. I'm for Christ. I'm for this. That urgency and that stand for what we are against. If you can use that same urgency and fierceness and vigor to stand to say, I am for Christ. I'm for this. I believe that the Lord will know so much about us. So when we pick an issue where we stand everything else, and the last political season was a good example. We know Christians for what they are against, but we don't know them for what they are for. Are we for love? Are we for peace? Are we for progress? So are we for bringing people into the body of Christ? That is what I believe. We should make a conscious effort. People know me. I'm against this. But they don't know me for what I'm for. You find they they know me for I'm a Christian. Not everyone knows that we are Christians. Not everyone knows we love people. Not everyone knows we care about people. Not everyone knows we want to do the work of an evangelist. Not everyone knows we have this fierce urgency. We're going out to spread the message of Christ. All they know we go to church, we preach, wherever we meet each other, we preach on FM, radio, we go to church. They know us. But unfortunately, most people, all they know is about, this guy is against this. That is all they know us for. But when you get closer to them, it's like, this is the message of Christ. It's not that I'm against these people, I'm against this, I'm against that. I am for Christ. This is what the Bible says. So it'll be more better to tell people about what the Bible talks about it than to oppose people for what we believe in. So it's a sad thing, but I believe we can share a message or two about it. If you're still on, I will see if I can invite you on and we can talk about it. And another one reason. So most churches have an ineffective evangelistic strategy. So most churches have an ineffective evangelism strategy, and to them it's like, you come. It's not like we go. It's like, come as you are. Our doors are open. Our doors are open. Come, but it's not like we are coming to you. So it is when you need someone to do certain things, most of the time you go to the person, and if you know, you have been mandated to start doing the work of an evangelist, you don't wait for souls to come to you. You go to the souls. You go to the lost souls, because when someone is lost, they don't know. They don't even know where they are at. It is your job to go find the lost sheep. So it's your job to go find the lost sheep. And it is something that we can start working on it. Most churches, their evangelistic strategy, is something. It's like they want people to come to them, but they don't want to go. So when you send people, hey, we're gonna go to this place, we're gonna share tracts, we're gonna do this, it becomes a problem. Nobody shows up. They'd rather want Sunday after the service, when you call it for first time visitors, everybody looks around to see if there's a visitor. And when you hear a visitor, we all shout amen. But nobody wants to go out and bring that person. Nobody wants to go out and befriend that person. It is something that I believe that we can start working on. Instead of waiting for the souls to come to us, we have to go to the souls. we have to go to them. Sometimes in reaching out to people, they feel the warmth, they feel the care, they feel the love, and it makes them want to join us. So, as I posted on Facebook yesterday, many church members think evangelism is the role of the pastor. So, and like I said, no, it is not the duty of the shepherd to produce, to multiply the flock. The duty of the pastor or the shepherd is to feed the flock, and it's the flock's duty to produce more. The shepherd doesn't produce more sheep. It is the sheep that bears more fruits. Okay, so I believe we can get that thing. We can understand that. And one other reason is just like church members today, they are more concerned about getting their needs met rather than reaching the lost. Most people go to church. They go to church because they want something. They want to break dates in their family. They want to do this. They want to be seen as going to the church. But they go to church to get their needs met. Which is good. But that is not all. When you see the lights, you have to touch. You have to spread the light. When you see, someone is, sharing the good news near there. When you come and see, say wait a minute, come on, I don't have to stay right there. No one lights a candle and hides it, under his or her bed. When you light a candle, everybody has to see it. Everybody, you have to spread it. When you spread a candle, one good thing about the candle light, when you spread a candle lighter, it doesn't diminish the original flame. Going to church shouldn't only be about getting our needs met, but it should also be about reaching out to the lost souls. And one other reason is like, unfortunately, this is a very debatable thing. I say most church members don't really believe that Christ is the only way to salvation. I saw this not so long ago. It was one of the Oprah shows. Like I said, there are so many ways to God. So when people think there are so many ways to God near India, and they say, why do we have to bother ourselves? But we all know, Christ is the only way to salvation. Jesus said it, and he said it unapologetically. He said, Christ is the only way to salvation. I am the way, the truth, and the light. And let's not catch into this world reality. This world, dogma say there are so many ways to God. And if I know that there are so many ways to God, then why do I have to even come? Why do I have to even come convince you, or share my light with you? It's a devil's strategy. It makes you feel, why, baby, if I think I found my lighter, let me be quiet and sit somewhere and do my something and not even bother, talking to people or not. I believe we can do. We have to get up on our feet and let the world know, Christ is the only way to salvation. Christ is the real deal. He's the only one we can get something from. Now, if we don't do it now, we sit back at the world is spreading. It's false doctrine. Islam is becoming the fastest growing religion in the world. Why? Because I'm not saying we should force people, but you see how they somehow they believe their religion is the only one. Is the best now. It makes their believers stick to their point. They are always ready to stand for what they believe in. But unfortunately, Christians of today, we feel so complacent. We don't want to do anything. We just want to be quiet, surround up, do your work near the Adim. I want to encourage you this morning. My time is fast spent, but we can do something about it. We have to get up on our feet. Let's not feel complacent. Let's not feel we okay. Now it's about building big mansions, and it's about building, having the best stadiums, the biggest audience near the other. I believe the real church is about what we spread out there, our daily lives as we go outside. That is the real church, because for most people, that is what they see about us. They don't have the time to come to our church. They don't want to come to our church. They don't see so much about church. But what they see, they say, the love, the care that we show outside, no, that is what the world is seeing. So, and one other thing, say, one other reason, say, the churches have lost their focus in making disciples who would thus be equipped and motivated to reach the souls. Into Kwasorium, they say, we are more concerned about ourselves. Those systems are good. Those groups are good. But I believe, say, the evangelism team should be supported in every way possible, with every love, with all the love and the care, with all the resources. Unfortunately, you do evangelism week. People put so much money into it. It is a force. It's a force, or it's like I'm trying to find the best word for it. It's a sad reality. So when we want to build a church, people want to put so much money into it. But when you want to go for evangelism, people don't want to put anything. Any $20, $10, no, they are better to more mission, so near they are better to kakrani. So I believe, so if the church is to refocus its attention on the evangelism and let people see that this is it. This is why the church is here. The church is not supposed to be a stagnant mansion, blocks or some wooden structure. It's supposed to be, say, you bring the love, we equip you to go outside and do it. So one thing I like about Jehovah's Witness, they're always going out to preach the word. They are always going out to preach the word. Jehovah's Witness, an old man, old woman, sometimes they can't even walk. But they go outside to preach the word. But we who think we've seen the light, we've known the light, we don't even want to step outside. Our neighbors don't even know that we are Christians. They only know we're Christians because on Sundays we dress up nicely, we go to church, and when we come in our parking lots, we take pictures near the other. So that is what is so sad. It's so sad about it. I believe we can change so much about us. Let the world know that we are Christians. Let the world know what we are for, rather than what we are against. So, and if the church can start making those ingrains about these things that make evangelism the sole focus of the church, not everything. The sole focus of the church, evangelism. Let's evangelize. Let's evangelize. That is it. That is our reason. That the NTS, a formal church, is supposed to be like a focus group. Another station, to plan, to move. We as Christians, we are called into battle. Into when we get to one place like a church, and we shouldn't make it say that is the end. So the church should be a camping ground where we can come, get the message, get the good news, get some ammunition, get some food and equipment, and move out and preach. That should be our sole focus. And I believe that God will bless us. So God will bless us, and one reason a friend of mine also shared, and say, most churches have members who themselves haven't accepted Christ, which is true. When the church members themselves haven't accepted Christ, why do they? How can they go out and teach Christ or preach Christ to the outsiders? It's a sad reality. So even most of the church members, they are living in sin. So how can they go? They can't even go outside because they don't want people to know. So they go to church, and as the people on the outside don't know that they are Christians. So it's a sad reality. So when we go through that, now if the church can start making these possible changes, say this entomadine is not what God is interested. God is interested in us going out to preach the word. So in us going out to preach the word. And see what we're going to do. We're preparing the souls to go out. We're not preparing them to stay in there. We're preparing them to go out. It's not about the number of people that the church has, but it's about the number of souls that the church touches. It's not. Do this time there. It's not about the congregation. You will deeper 2,000, you will 5,000. You will say near. It's not about them. It's about the number of souls that the church touches. And lastly, I believe it's like most churches have too many activities until they are so busy doing, like, to do those things than really going out to preach the word itself. So you were this week, you were this week, you were this week. It all boils down to the same thing. We get so entangled in our daily activities as a church, in our weekly activities. We don't put so much focus on it. When the pastor starts putting so much focus on the weekly on evangelism, the church will get involved. When the pastors themselves step out and say, no, we're going out to preach. Every Saturday, every Sunday, we're going out to preach. It is our mandate. Because unfortunately, some doctrines don't have it. So some doctrines if you say they have this fierce urgency to go out and preach. But our people don't feel it. So it's a sad thing. But you want to say each second of the clock, instead of making but we want to make sure you won't say people are dying every day. People are dying to say they are dying without knowing Christ. People are going to hell. It's like they are being poured into hell. But when it comes to heaven, now we are trickling into heaven. So we are trickling like a leaking faucet. So pipe air trickle, but when it comes to hell, we are pouring into hell. So my brother Bernard Fusu, God bless you. So the church today is mostly busy. So the Benedicano is busy at the church work rather than the work of the church. Wow, there's a powerful insight. The church work, say I saw in human weekly or weekly activities, rather than the work of the church. So Christ, I'm glad you're sharing this. Christ built his church with missions as its mission. Sadly, like Martha, we get cumbered with so many things, but neglect the one thing which is most important. Wow, Brother Bernard, God bless you. God bless you. Said Jesus Christ, catch Martha. Say Martha, oh how cry too much. What is our name? We educate one name now. I hope whoever small be say. But what the real food is what your brother is what your sister Mary has picked. So. Oh, it's a very good thing, brother. Thank you very much. So the church is too busy, say with it. I'm not blaming any church. I'm not saying picking out any church in particular. But like it's a thing that we all know is happening in the churches. The church's urgency to go out to preach, is what people don't wanna go. So people don't wanna go. They want to stay there in a Sunday near choir sorry near Bania near money added. But if you know, say we've been bought with the price, we know, say only a call toy and one toy, say in but toy say we should go out and do something with it. We will do it. I mean, fire new mitchum, the new mitchum we will wrap it up and leave. God bless you all. Hey, I'm doing something though.
Introducing the new Ego Power Plus Snowblower with peak power technology and a push.
of men. Time is passing by, hasting to rescue millions of sin and shame and doubt. Listen to the sound and Peter cry, away what you can. Time is passing by, hasting to the rescue millions of sin and shame and doubt. Listen to the sound and Peter cry, away. Time is passing by, lives are waiting, snatch them in pity from sin and the grave. Tell them of Jesus, the mighty to save. Awake and do what you can. Time is passing by, graves are waiting, snatch them, snatch them, snatch them, snatch them. Tell them of Jesus, the mighty to save. Awake. Each second of the clock, the thought of the soul that never dies, living eternally in hell, must make us up to be fishers of men. Each second of the clock, the thought of the soul that never dies, living eternally in hell, must make us all to be fishers of men. Mighty to save, awake and do what you can. Souls are perishing, we still, they need you to snap them. The thought of the soul that never dies, living eternally in hell, must make us all to be fishers of men. That Jesus can tell them that Jesus is ready to save them. Each second of the clock, the thought of the soul. All right, beloved, God bless you all for staying with us. I said we're gonna be here for about 30 minutes. It was 8:30, but now it's like 8:45. God bless you for staying with me, and I believe we've gotten some juice, we've gotten some excitement, we've gotten some energy from it. So God is entrusting us this morning to go out and preach His word. He's entrusting us to go out. We have to awake. Knowing said the soul never dies. No, it should be something I was here every too much. But looking at this way, for they said, what came and I can't konya accident. Na can't konya accident. Eja aso kan for any mumpa na eba. Na eja na aso wani mu no sheba ena wo nan akoshe city biase. Ena just say wo nan just say eja na ba the fear the heat, the extent of the heat, you know, it was too powerful. Say I can get myself away from the flames. They managed to get you out. But you know, there are others who are still in there. And I'm say, and you'll be like, oh, I'm tired, I want to do this, I want to do this. Next, I say, you being snatched from the fire, no. I'm say, I'm so winning. When you talk about fire, it's so painful. When I look at during the World Trade Center, no, that morning, like I felt so bad. Say how powerful, how crazy can the fire be? Say we'll be free from 80th floor. Let's just say if the fire is not as crazy, Why would someone even want to jump from a first floor to like a second floor? But 80th, 90th floor, because they have to get out. God is telling us something this morning. Let's awake and do the work of an evangelist. I believe so God will bless us all. Nyamin, come on, see you same time next week, 7:30, and stay blessed. Bye-bye.